Matt, it's Mike with Stained.
How are you, man?
I'm doing great. Yourself?
I'm doing all right. It's been a while since we talked last, probably about 3 summers ago. On stage tonight at the Dome with Three Doors Down, Mike from Stained. What time are you on stage? Do you know?
We're on at like 8:15 or something. I don't know.
Cool.
Hey, but you got to get there early, though. It's good, though. Kind of like Crush. Here it is. We're on at 8:10, and then Three Doors Down.
Nice. How long's your set tonight?
Hour.
Nice. So it's kind of like a co-headlining show.
It's their show, but I mean, we get to play an hour, which is nice, and they play a little bit longer than an hour, and it's just a good package.
Mm-hmm. Now you got 6 albums out. The Illusion of Progress is the new one. How do you choose a set list? Now, how many new songs can you throw in? Do you want to play a lot of new ones and maybe realize, okay, we can't really do that for the fans?
Well, obviously as a band, you want to play new stuff, but you realize, we're kind of fortunate having that many records and some songs that have done well.
Mm-hmm.
So, especially in like a Three Doors Down show where might not necessarily be our fans. I mean, we try to keep it pretty much stuff that people would probably know, although we have been doing a couple of new songs. I mean, one of them's the single, and then one other new song off the record also that we just enjoy playing. So you try to balance that. I mean, we changed the set around, too, for that reason, just to see what works and just to try some different stuff even for us,
Oh, of course. Can't get bored.
Well, exactly. Well, it's hard to in that setting anyways, as long as the crowd's there and everybody's into it, you know what I mean? It's, yeah.
Exactly. I want to play people a song called So Far Away because the riff at the beginning is, I think, my favorite guitar work you've ever done. It's not even like that complicated, but it's just so beautiful.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
Tell me about coming up with that riff. Do you remember it? Is it yours or is it Aaron's? It's probably yours.
Well, Aaron came up with the acoustic part. If you're talking about the single note part, that do-do-do-do-do-do,
that.
I came up with that over his acoustic part.
It's unreal, man.
Because that is a song that he wrote, but I wrote that part over what he wrote just to come up with something for me to play.
Yeah, exactly. so you'd have a part.
Right, exactly.
Do something called 5 questions, 1-word answers.
Okay.
Very simple.
Okay.
Road or studio?
Road, I guess. I don't know. That's a tough one. I mean, you need both. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, road is a lot less stressful than the studio because studio you got to create, but it's fun though, you know what I mean? And it's a means to an end, so you can get back out on the road.
Fair enough. Don't you guys have your own studio now, though?
Yeah, basically all the gear our producer brought. I mean, we did the last record up at Aaron's place, and we called the barn, which was basically one really big room that he used to live in while his house was being worked on. Mm-hmm. And our rehearsal space where I did all my guitars, just basically because it was a lot closer for me to go and work, and we did our last record there. So
that's cool.
Yeah, it is. It makes it. I mean, that's the other thing about the studio that's nice is that I actually am home more. I mean, I get to see the kids and do breakfast and home on weekends. So that might actually have changed my answer. I forgot about that aspect of being on the road.
Away from how old are the kids?
They'll be 2 years in November.
Oh, they're twins.
Twins.
Look at you, man. That's awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Has it changed the way you feel about music now?
It changed the way I feel about being on the road.
Yeah.
Other than that, that's really kind of about it. I mean, it's leaving. I mean, we've been gone for almost 2 months now, and leaving was probably one of the hardest things I've ever done.
I can imagine.
It's really tough.
Well, let's get onto a happier note, maybe.
Let's do it.
We're still in the middle of 5 questions. Lennon or McCartney?
Probably Lennon.
Alcohol or marijuana?
Alcohol.
Song you've written you're most proud of?
Pardon Me, I guess, off the new record, I'd say. I don't know. That's a tough one.
And in 1 word, Stained.
Kind of my life, I guess.
That's good.
Yeah.
I like that.
The kids are mostly, but I mean, I got to say, it's been a career, which I feel fortunate for that. I can't remember back when I wasn't in the band, we've been doing it for a long time. We
were talking about the formation of the band and just getting into it earlier, but we have to play a song. How long has it been? 13 years now? Longer than that.
Yeah, a little bit longer. It's in. Let's see, we got together at the end of '94, so I mean, it's going, 14 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
How'd you meet up with them? How did that all start?
I met Aaron at a Christmas party in '93, end of '93, and I was just finishing college, and he actually ended up disappearing. I hung out with him that night, and I didn't talk to him again until like October of '94. I mean, he just kind of disappeared. He didn't have a phone at the time, and he just ran into a friend of a friend when he came back, and he got my number and called me, and he came over, and I didn't even hear him. I'd never even heard him sing. I mean, but then I heard him sing when he came over, and I was like, holy smokes, this kid can sing. Where you been?
Yeah.
And he knew a bass player. I knew John, the drummer, and we just got together and started writing songs.
And it's been the four of you ever since?
Actually, you know what? We had a different bass player for about a year. That the kid that Aaron brought was a great musician. He just he liked a bottle of vodka better than being in the band. So,
fair enough. Can't have that.
No, we tried talking to him, and it's funny because Johnny, who's been in the band ever since, was somebody that I had called early on, and he was like, I don't know. He was in a band that was signed, and the record never came out. They got dropped, and he kind of was real sour on the music, but thank God he came back because he's great.
Let's talk about big news in your country today. What do you think about Joe Biden?
I don't really have a thought, to be honest with you.
No, fair enough. It doesn't really matter. Tonight at the
Dome. Talking about the Red Sox getting destroyed by the Blue Jays.
Hey, the Jays are my team, though.
I know. What is it with them this year? And the Red Sox, we can't win a game against you guys.
Yeah, but it still keeps us 10 games back every time. It's Tampa, and Tampa sucks. It doesn't make sense.
They don't suck this year. That's
but it's it's the first time. It doesn't. I don't get it.
Bunch of young kids that it's actually a great story. If they weren't in the division of my team, I'd be really happy for them.
Yeah, exactly. I know. Well, it's always the three. Well, it's you, the Yankees, and then kind of the Jays, and maybe Baltimore, and now Tampa. It's been a very weird season.
It's a tough division for sure.
Always has been.
Yep.